Alright then guys, welcome back to the channel. Now for those of you that are new here, please do me a favor, click the like button and subscribe to the channel so you get a notification every time we upload a video. Now 2024 has been great for boxing. We've seen some incredible knockouts and we've seen some unexpected knockouts as well. And in this video, I'm going to tell you my top 5 knockouts of 2024. I want you to get in the comment section and let me know what your top 5 knockouts are. So number 5 on my list is Moses Itma versus Dempsey McKenzie. Now this fight is fairly new. It was on the undercard of Usyk versus Tyson Fury 2 in Saudi Arabia. And this is number 5 because of Moses Itma being a sort of a new guy on the scene, really. We've seen that most of his fights have been round 1 or round 2 knockouts. Dempsey McKenzie is a very solid heavyweight. His last fight, he went 12 rounds with Filip Hrgovic, which was a fight that was quite competitive, right? So he's someone that it's not going to be easy to knock him out. Moses Itma so far has been known as a knockout artist, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen in the fight because I thought maybe Dempsey McKenzie was going to use his experience to stretch the fight a little bit further, to ruffle Moses Itma and to get him off his game, but I was wrong. Moses Itma has just shown that he is an incredible puncher and he's a devastating puncher, and this fight did not go any further than 3 rounds. In the first round, Moses Itma just really sort of got his range together, feinted to the body, over the top left hand, and Dempsey McKenzie was literally in a daze, and then he finishes him off with another shot to the temple, a left cross as well. So look, Moses Itma is one fighter to look out for. Definitely one of the future of the heavyweight division. So it is interesting that his knockout makes my top 5, given that he's just come on the scene, but I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Number 4 on my list is Jang versus Deontay Wilder. That knockout in Saudi Arabia. This fight made my top 5 because I didn't know what to expect from Deontay Wilder after the Tyson Fury loss, and him coming back, and a lot of issues outside the ring. I've always thought Deontay Wilder is an incredible puncher, but I've always thought that he has poor technique, and I thought that is something that is always going to be his downfall when it gets to the time in his career where he's not able to land that punch. He needs to fall on something, and Deontay Wilder, because he's so technically poor, that it was interesting for me to know whether he can still find a way to land that big right hand, or was he going to succumb to someone else's big right hand or left hand. And in this fight, it was Jang. Deontay Wilder, very lazy right cross. Jang then slips on the inside and then counters with a right hook, which caught Deontay Wilder on the temple. Deontay Wilder then turns his back and looks at the referee as if, what is going on? Who hit me? And then Jang sort of goes on and closes the show with an incredible right hook again. And Deontay Wilder was on the canvas and couldn't get up. That was a beautiful knockout. Deontay Wilder is a massive puncher. Jang is a massive puncher. However, Jang is just a better boxer overall than Deontay Wilder. And when it comes to 2 punchers fighting, it's about whoever can use their skills and their technique to be able to land the shot at the right time. And in this fight, Jang did that at the right time, and he got Deontay Wilder out of there. So yeah, that's that one. Number 3 is Martin Bakole versus Jared Anderson. Now, this was unexpected. This was an incredible knockout. Jared Anderson was touted to be the hope of the American boxing. Literally, the American heavyweight dreams was hanging on Jared Anderson's shoulder. Like, he needed to win that fight against Martin Bakole, because otherwise there's nobody in the heavyweight division that is, flying the flag of the USA. And nobody thought that Martin Bakole was going to go there and destroy Jared Anderson the way he did. And boy, oh boy, did he absolutely obliterate him. It was an incredible knockout. It had to make my top 5, because I was shocked, just like many people. But Martin Bakole, he showed his worth in that fight. He showed that it is not just only talking about how he's beating people in sparring, but he's got something to show for. And that knockout was just a statement, a massive statement, that knockout was. So it was an incredible knockout. He came in there, Martin Bakole, he came in there like George Foreman. He was like the Terminator. He wasn't moving back. He was walking slowly, walking Jared Anderson down and swinging the uppercuts and right hook and left hook, and just hitting the body, basically hitting everything that he could, lay his gloves on. Jared Anderson did not have any answer to any of Martin Bakole's shots, and he succumbed to a brutalized knockout and knockdown, and a referee had to stop the fight because you need to save Jared Anderson to fight another day. But that was an incredible knockout, incredible win for Martin Bakole, and he then goes on to fight other fighters and have a big payday as well. So that was really good to see. Number 2 on my list is Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua. Oh my God. This fight, not that I never thought that Dubois could knock Joshua out, but I never thought that it was going to happen now, especially not as Joshua was coming off knocking Francis Ngannou and stopping Otto Walling. So I was thinking Joshua's coming off some really good fights. Daniel Dubois is coming off some really, really good fights as well. But Joshua is the much experienced guy. I think Joshua in any way is a better fighter than Daniel Dubois. But on the night, Daniel Dubois showed his youth, showed his power, showed his quick feet, and showed that he wanted him more than Anthony Joshua. What the fight showed me was a young lion coming to take the food off the plate of the old veteran, who has been there, has done it, and has won the world title. So that was an incredible knockout. In the first round, Anthony Joshua, going back with his chin up in the air, Daniel Dubois saw that. He saw the open and basically swings an overhand right hand and, on the chin of Anthony Joshua. And I knew that the fight wasn't going to go that long. When Joshua was hurt and he was all over the ring, his feet were like jelly. I knew it was going to be a long, long night for him. And, ultimately he succumbed to a round 5 knockout where, Joshua's corner told him to basically roll the dice. And Joshua went out there, very reckless. He threw an uppercut. Joshua threw an uppercut in mid-range and then got countered by a right hand from Daniel Dubois, and he was on a canvas. He was not going to get out. He was not going to get out, Joshua. And, the referee calls that, and Daniel Dubois becomes the IBF heavyweight world champion. So that was really good to see. Incredible knockout. It's basically a career best performance from Daniel Dubois in that fight, and props to him. He goes out there and he goes and defends his title against Joseph Parker in the next fight. And then my number 1 knockout of the year is Fabi Wardley versus Fraser Clark. Now, this was brutal, guys. This knockout was absolutely brutal. Like, you would never see a bad knockout than this one. Physically, seeing somebody's facial expressions change, that was a brutal knockout. This fight was the second fight following their first fight where, it was a draw. Fabi Wardley, had some good work in the first fight. And Fraser Clark had some really good work in the first fight. But in the second fight, I don't think Fabi Wardley wanted that fight to go to the distance. He wanted to close the show. We know Fabi Wardley has got power. We know he's got quick hands. We know he's got a switch that he can just switch like that, and he goes absolutely crazy. And basically that's what he did. You know, in that first round, you know, managed to get Fraser Clark into the corner, onto the ropes, and unleashes some incredible combinations. And one of them hit the temple of Fraser Clark, and you can see Fraser Clark's mouth begin to sort of turn to the other way, like someone is having a seizure or something like that. It was incredible. It was brutal. It is my number one because I didn't expect that fight to go or to end that quickly. I thought that Fraser Clark is going to pose a challenge. And even though I thought that Fabi Wardley was going to come through, but I thought it was going to be a late win or, 12-round fight, I didn't expect Fabi Wardley to starch Fraser Clark that way. That was brutal. So yeah, these are my 5 top knockouts in 2024. Get in the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think about it. But also, let me know your top 5 knockouts of 2024. As always, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.